The Iberian Peninsula juts defiantly into the Atlantic like a stone fist, its jagged coastline stretching for 4,964 kilometers, longer than the entire western seaboard of the United States. This dramatic geography has shaped Spain's destiny since prehistoric time. In the cool mist of Altamira's caves, our story begins with 36,000-year-old bison paintings so vibrantly preserved that when Picasso saw them, he reportedly said, "We have invented nothing." These Neolithic artists used the cave's natural contours to give their paintings shocking dimensionality, mixing pigments with animal fat and applying them with hollow reeds techniques that would disappear for millennia before being rediscovered in the Renaissance. The Romans arrived in 218 BC during the Second Punic War, establishing a presence that would last 6 centuries. What they left behind wasn't just aqueducts like Segovia's towering two-tiered marvel, but an entire legal and linguistic foundation. Modern Spanish still uses about 75% Latin-derived vocabulary. The Roman thermal baths in Galicia's Lugo province reveal an unexpected sophistication. Their hypocaust heating systems could maintain water temperatures within 2 degrees of variation, a feat modern engineers struggle to replicate without thermostats. When Rome fell, the Visigoths established a kingdom that lasted 300 years. Though their greatest legacy might be the 7th-century Guarazar treasure crowns of gold filigree so delicate they seem woven by spiders, now displayed in Madrid's National Archaeological Museum. Everything changed in 711 AD when Berber general Tariq ibn Ziyad crossed the strait that now bears his name, Jabal Tariq, or Gibraltar. The Moorish conquest advanced with shocking speed. Within 7 years, Muslims controlled nearly all of Iberia. Under Caliph Abd al-Rahman III, 10th century Córdoba became the most advanced city in Europe, with 700 mosques including the Mezquita, its candy-striped arches numbering 856 precisely aligned columns, 900 public baths, Europe's first street lighting system, a library containing 400,000 volumes when the largest Christian library held 400. The mathematical genius Al-Mamun introduced Arabic numerals including the revolutionary concept of zero, while surgeon Al-Zahrawi invented over 200 medical instruments still recognizable in modern operating rooms. Perhaps most astonishing was the water management the Alhambra's Patio de los Leones features, a fountain where water flows from 12 marble lions' mouths at exactly equal pressure, fed by a hydraulic system built in the 14th century that still functions perfectly today. The Christian Reconquista reached its climax in 1492, the same year Columbus sailed west. This wasn't coincidence. Isabella funded his voyage partly to bypass Muslim-controlled trade routes. The Spanish Empire that followed became history's first truly global superpower. Between 1503–1660, 185,000 kilograms of gold and 16 million kilograms of silver flooded into Seville, from the Americas, enough to build a solid silver bridge from Spain to Mexico. The peso de ocho, piece of 8, became the world's first reserve currency, its famous pillars and globes design evolving into the modern dollar sign. But this wealth came at apocalyptic cost. Within 50 years of contact, 90% of the indigenous Taino population had been wiped out by disease and brutality. The Spanish Inquisition, established in 1478, created an atmosphere of terror that lasted 350 years. Recent studies of Inquisition records reveal shocking details. 150,000 trials, 5,000 executions, bizarre torture devices like the Spanish donkey, a triangular wooden wedge victims were forced to straddle, while weights were attached to their feet. Yet paradoxically, Spain also became a refuge for Sephardic Jews after their 1492 expulsion, with many secretly practicing Judaism as conversos, while outwardly conforming to Catholicism. The Spanish Golden Age, Siglo de Oro, produced artistic geniuses like El Greco, whose elongated figures in The Burial of the Count of Orgaz seem to vibrate with spiritual energy, and Velázquez, whose Las Meninas plays with perspective so masterfully that modern physicists have used it to study optical theory. Cervantes' Don Quixote, published in 1605, invented the modern novel, while satirizing Spain's fading chivalric ideals, the ultimate irony being that Cervantes himself had been captured by Barbary pirates, and spent 5 years as a slave in Algiers before writing it. Napoleon's 1808 invasion sparked the brutal Peninsular War, immortalized by Goya's Disasters of War, etchings showing rape, torture and cannibalism with unprecedented graphic realism. The 20th century brought even greater trauma. The Spanish Civil War, 1936–39, saw 500,000 deaths. The first systematic aerial bombing of civilians, Guernica. International brigades fighting fascism, while George Orwell documented the betrayal of socialist ideals in Homage to Catalonia. Franco's subsequent dictatorship, 1939–1975, suppressed regional identities. Speaking Catalan, Basque or Galician in public could mean imprisonment. Modern Spain's 1978 constitution created 17 autonomous communities, with their own parliaments and education systems. This decentralization has produced startling variations. Basque Country collects its own taxes and has the highest GDP per capita in Spain. Catalonia, representing 16% of Spain's population, generates 19% of its GDP. Andalusia receives €23 billion annually in EU development funds yet maintains 30% unemployment. Spain's cultural contributions continue to shape global consciousness. The Camino de Santiago pilgrimage route has been walked continuously for 1,200 years, its stone pathways worn smooth by millions of footsteps. Contemporary architects like Santiago Calatrava blend organic forms with cutting-edge engineering. His city of arts and sciences in Valencia appears like the fossilized skeleton of some futuristic sea creature. Even Spain's culinary revolution matters. Ferran Adria's El Bulli restaurant pioneered molecular gastronomy while serving only 8,000 guests annually during its 180-day season, making reservations harder to get than Harvard admissions. As the sun sets over Granada's Albaicín quarter, casting long shadows across the whitewashed houses, Spain's essential paradox becomes clear. This is a nation that has repeatedly reinvented itself while preserving ancient traditions. From the echoing claps of a flamenco performer's palmas, to the thunderous silence of a bullring after the kill, Spain forces us to confront life's beautiful brutality. Perhaps this explains why, when asked to define Spanish culture, filmmaker Pedro Almodóvar simply said, "We are all contradictions, and that's our strength."
Thank you so much for watching the video till the end. Our video for today ends here. I hope you like the video, and if you like it, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe my channel.